Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is George Herrera with the Queens Home Team at Keller Williams Realty. In today's video, I'm going to be answering a question. This is a common question that we get every once in a while from home buyers, and this question is, should I offer more than the asking price, or should I offer over asking? The answer to this question is that it really depends. A lot of times we meet with homeowners, home buyers, we talk to people, and a lot of people think that negotiations always have to be where you come in below asking price. Sellers think every buyer is going to come in below asking price, and buyers always seem to think that there has to be a negotiation or negotiating room within the price, and that's just not the case. So, in order to really know if you should offer over asking price, what you really need to know are the comps. So the first thing you need to get acquainted with are the recent comparable sales to the property that you're looking at. This is why it's good to have a buyer's agent, because if you're going straight through a listing agent, if you don't have anyone representing you, then you actually don't have access to the recent sales. And so in those situations, you're kind of going in more blindly, and just going based off hoping that the listing agent actually priced it close to fair market value, but you could easily end up overpaying in those scenarios. So what you really want to get access to are the recent comparable sales in the area, and that will let you know if this property is priced right, if it's overpriced, or if it's underpriced, right? So for example, on our team, we've sold many properties where they sell at or above asking price. We've sold many properties that sell below the asking price, and they'll sell, usually our properties will sell close to the asking price, but we've seen properties that are grossly overpriced for the area, and then they end up selling way below the asking price. So it really all depends on the comps. That's how you know if you should offer over asking price. Now, the second thing you want to take into consideration are market conditions. So one thing is to know the comps, because the comps are going to let you know, is this property priced around where the recent comps are, and is it priced fairly for the area? So is this priced around fair market value, right? If it is priced well within the range of all the comps, and it looks like it's priced well for the area, then there's a good case for asking for submitting an offer at asking price or even above, depending on if you're competing with other offers. Now, if a property, if a property is overpriced, then you'll know if you have the comps, because if you see that all houses in the area are selling in the mid to high 500s, and then this house is priced at 650, and if it isn't completely renovated or has some kind of unique feature that justifies that higher valuation, then you know that this property is overpriced, and you would not want to go over asking price unless you just absolutely love it and you're willing to pay more than the fair market value or the likely appraised value, right? So that's something you definitely, when you see properties, you're thinking of making an offer, it's good to grab the comps. It's good to see what the recent sales are, because that will give you a really good idea of whether the price is in line with the comps, okay? And whether it's over, under, or fairly priced. Now, the other thing you want to take into consideration are market conditions, meaning, is the market in that area for that specific property type currently favoring buyers or favoring sellers? Because that will let you know also if the market is in your favor or not, right? So let's say you're looking at a property. Let's say it's a one family in South Ozone Park, and you want an agent that knows how to calculate month supply so that they can determine whether the market for one family homes in South Ozone Park is actually favoring buyers or sellers, whether it's a buyer's market or seller's market, and that will let you know a lot too. So let's say that it's a one family in South Ozone Park, and let's say the price is at 600, and then your agent calculates the month supply and tells you there's 15 month supply of one family homes in South Ozone Park. 15 month supply is considered to heavily favor buyers, right? So a buyer's market. And in that situation, you might actually have more leverage because there's a lot more supply than there is demand in the area. And if you're the only offer in that scenario, then you might not need to offer asking price or above asking price. You might have more leverage in the negotiations. Now, let's say that in that area for one family homes in South Ozone Park, month supply is 4 months. That is heavily favoring sellers, and that means it's a seller's market, and chances are that on that property there's probably multiple offers, and they'll probably be asking for highest and best, and most likely you'll have to be more aggressive, and in those situations you'll most likely have to submit an offer at or above asking price in order to win the bid or in order to win the property. So those are the two things, when someone asks, should I offer over asking price, it really depends on, is it priced well, and does the price justify the value that you might be offering. So is it around the comps? What do the comps look like, and what are the market conditions in that area, right? So hopefully that makes sense. It really depends, but you should never be worried about offering asking price or above if the value is there. For example, my wife and I were actually looking at some investment properties, and something you'll see is that as you're in the market, as you start to see properties, as you start to make offers, you'll start to see the ones that you lose out on, and you'll see when they go pending, and then you'll start to get an idea of what price is going to move a property. So the more you're in, the more you're making offers, the more houses you're seeing, the more houses you're tracking, you're going to start to get a really good feel for, this house is going to go quick, this house is going to go over asking price, or this one is way overpriced, I'm sure it's going to sit on the market. So that's why it's good to be in it, so that you can actually start to get a real time feel for the market that you're looking in. Now, what the story that my wife and I were actually looking for investment properties, and we've been losing out on properties, and we've been submitting offers at asking price, sometimes slightly above asking price, and we've still been losing out. So that usually lets you know that in that area it's most likely low month supply, seller's market, and the market is favoring sellers. So if we are serious about buying a property in that area, we have to either get more aggressive, or we have to switch our areas and look for something where the market is more in our favor, if we don't want to be that aggressive and pay over the appraised value of a property. So those are things you want to consider. Main thing is the comps. You really don't want to be making offers on properties blindly and just looking at the listing price and making an offer based on that. You can end up overpaying in situations like that. You never know how the listing agent priced it. They might have priced it way above what the comps are showing, and if you submit asking price on that, you might end up actually paying over what you should have. Appraisal might come in low. You might run into issues down the road. So get a good buyer agent that can share comps with you for any property you want to make an offer on. You can collaborate with your agent, get a good idea of what should we offer here. A quick tip is that whenever you are thinking of making an offer on a property, ask the agent, or have your agent ask the listing agent, are there any offers on the table right now? That always lets you know something. So if they have offers on the table, then the follow-up question would be, do you have anything at asking price? Do you have an offer at asking price right now? And that's just a yes or no question. So usually an agent will tell you yes or no. And that lets you know, at least, are the offers below asking, or do they have asking price? And that lets you know it might need to be a little more aggressive if you actually like the property. But always ask, are there offers on the table? Because if there's no offers on the table, then you have more leverage, because you will be the only offer, and hopefully you have some negotiating power. Maybe you can negotiate a good deal, depending how you negotiate in your agent. All right, so it got kind of lengthy there, but hopefully I answered the question of, should I offer over asking price, or should I offer make an offer above the asking price? The two most important things: the comps, and you also want to know the market conditions for the area, and have a good agent on your side. A good buyer agent will be able to guide you in those situations. If you need any help finding a property, our team, we have some really good buyer agents on our team. All of them have a lot of experience. They're all good at negotiations. They're good at pulling comps and actually giving you a professional opinion of what we think the appraised value would be for a property. So feel free to reach out to us anytime. queenshometeam.com/help. That's where you can always reach out to us. And if you need any help getting pre-approved, things like that, then our buyer agents would be happy to assist you with that too. All right. Thanks again for tuning in. Take care. Have a great day.